If you're watching this video, you're probably a beginner landscape photographer who is not so satisfied with the pictures he's taking and really want to improve, or you're already advanced a little bit in your photography journey and you want to get to the next level and stop making some few mistakes that you're making. In any case, I just invite you first to assess where you are in your photography journey, because in this case, if you're a total beginner, then most probably all the tips I'm going to give you in this video will be very useful. But in case you're a little more advanced, then I'm sure you're applying some of the tips I'm going to give you, but some others maybe not, and they might be actually very useful for you. So I invite you to really go through this exercise of assessing where you're standing. When I started my photography journey, I used to take those type of photographs that were of little interest, that were like something was always missing. People were not really appealed by it. I was not fully satisfied by them. And over the years, I practiced a lot. I invested a lot of time. I learned a lot. I read a lot, watched a lot of videos too. And I ended up taking those kind of photographs that are like much more appealing, like much more focus on really what's important in landscape photography, and of course pleasing to the eyes, my eyes, but also that of other people. That's exactly what I want to achieve with this video. I want you to avoid making the same mistake as I did over the years. I want you to save time and to get to the point I am today faster than me, and even maybe further. That would be even amazing. So this video, I'm going to share with you some tips that will be extremely useful and that will follow you all along your landscape photography journey. I'm gonna start and hike because I am now in Kvaloya Island, which is a small island in northern Norway, in the north of Senja Island. It's a beautiful, I mean, you can see behind me, the scenery is just incredible. And I'm gonna take a small hike here and get to my sunset locations, and we're gonna talk once I'm there. All right, speak to you later. Finally made it to my spot. It was a little harder than I thought, although it's not very high. I guess I'm not fit anymore. Like, the summer has to start soon so that I get to hike. So probably the first reason why you started landscape photography is because you got inspired by looking at other people's photographs on social media. Yes, today, like social media, like YouTube, like Facebook, Instagram, they're just full of landscape photographers, amazing ones, and that's really inspiring. So the first thing is always getting inspired by other photographers. There is no shame in that. There is no shame in somehow copying a little bit what you're seeing. Then your own style will develop over time. There is nothing, but don't see them as competitors or anything like that. Just really see them as inspirations and try not to fall into the trap of the imposter syndrome. The imposter syndrome is basically looking at other people's work and thinking that your work is fairly bad. So try not to fall into this trap. Like, you should always consider that other people's work inspired you, and maybe at some point in your photography journey you will inspire other people. And that's how everybody is growing and everybody is getting better at doing landscape photography. So really, just see other people as inspiration and just go with the flow and enjoy what you're doing. That's the most important first thing that you should know. Let's talk a little bit about gear. I'm not a huge fan of promoting gear or like saying this is better than anything else, so it's not really going to be about this now, but it's more like if you don't have yet this DSLR or mirrorless camera, and that maybe you're photographing with your smartphone or like with more like a compact camera or so, then maybe one of the things that could really elevate a little bit more your photography and give you more possibilities as well in the future as you will improve is to get a DSLR or a mirrorless camera. I'm not saying that you should buy the latest camera. This doesn't really make sense to anyone. I mean, most of the people are spending a huge amount of money in gear, and I don't really think most of them need it actually. So I would recommend you to go maybe buy a second-hand body and lenses if you are a little tight on budget. Find something a little older. Like if you buy today a 5 years old camera, like they're like still amazing. I mean, they're like from 2018, and we were already doing amazing camera in 2018. For example, I'm shooting with Fuji, and I have the X-T3, but I know that if you look for the X-T2, it's like on second hand, it's kind of, you can find it like between $400 and $600 euros, whatever it is. And if maybe you spend like $1,000 in all your gear, you can also find it maybe with some lenses, some few lenses, maybe 1, 2, 3 lenses if you're really lucky, if you find a good deal, and that will get you started. And also get a tripod, like get a nice tripod. That's always a good recommendation if you want to do like nice landscape photography and shoot when the light is a little less strong and you need to shoot at a lower shutter speed. So yeah, get a nice tripod. That will help you all along your journey, and that will be one of the best investments that you will make. Oh my god, this is a wonderful location. I'm so happy to be here. It's like, just found this little spot like in the afternoon, and I didn't really have my gear because I thought, okay, well, maybe it's not that great. Don't ever do this. Always bring all your gear with you because that will be helpful. And yeah, I make this mistake sometimes and then I'm like, man, I have to get back and come back again. So, well, that's what I did, and I'm here now photographing. Luckily now, at this time of the year in Norway, the sun is setting like much later. I think it's around like 7:30 to 8 o'clock, and the sunset actually lasts for hours. And that's actually amazing because then you can really enjoy. That actually brings me to the next point here. It's that target locations that are like very nice to photograph. Like they don't have to be the best locations in the world. They don't have to be like Iceland. They don't have to be the Lofoten Islands, Namibia, Patagonia, whatever you think about. But they can be maybe just the coast side, like close to your place. If you have one close to your place, maybe it can be a forest. Maybe it can be anything that's very appealing, like within a decent perimeter from your place. So it can be very important for you to look and scout for nice locations. And I can only recommend you to do it because this will really lift up your photography. Sometimes I'm finding myself in like poor locations and I'm like thinking, okay, I'm bad at photography, I'm not really good at it. And actually sometimes, yeah, unfortunately the location doesn't really help. I know that you find opportunities everywhere, but sometimes you need a bit of a lift and have a very beautiful locations and truly enjoy taking nice photographs. So try to find those places, and really you will see that will make a huge difference. On top of all the other tips I gave you until now, that will make a huge difference to your photography. So try this and you will see that will give you satisfaction and will lift your skills. One of the most important things in landscape photography is the power of composition. I mean, composing is the base of landscape photography. You should never neglect this. And now, like, let's take a look at what I'm looking at now. So basically, you have those beautiful stones here. They're like creating a leading line that goes towards the middle ground, which is the water here. Then going to this beautiful mountain with like this beautiful sand star over there is just wonderful. Like learning how to put all the elements in your photograph is just the most amazing stuff that you can do, and this will balance your photograph. This will make it look amazing. Once again, use some of the other tips I gave you before. Look at what the other photographers are doing. Get inspired from them. See what you like, what you don't like, what you would like to reproduce, and try to practice and practice, practice, practice. There is no secret here. Practicing is basically the only thing that will make you progress. So don't neglect it. Like, get out and practice. You will make mistakes. Sometimes you will come back with amazing shots. Sometimes you will come back with terrible shots. Both will happen. But in the end, you will always go towards the better shots, and you will start producing better and better images, and all the images you will create will start to get better and better. And trust me, that will pay off forever. So now I'm going to continue to shoot a little bit, because the light, once it's behind the mountain, won't highlight the stones anymore, and I want to really enjoy this light. So I guess we meet in a little bit once the light is behind. All right, speak to you later. You got it. Composition is really important. And actually, if you guys are really interested about composition, then you can take a look at the link here where I'm talking about how to compose with a wide angle lens. That might be very helpful if you don't know this already. So feel free to take a look and enjoy the video. Now, as you got it, light is extremely important. So if your picture don't really look exactly as you want, or let's say not exactly as you want, but with the light that you wish you have, which is beautiful glowing light, then go for sunrise, go for sunset, and try it out. You will see. You will start, and the moment you will realize the pictures are so much more beautiful and the locations are just incredible at sunrise or sunset, then you will realize that you can make amazing pictures and that you can raise your game literally by going at this time of the day. Of course, sunset is easier, but it tends to have like stronger, a bit like warmer light. While when you go at sunrise, first of all, you have the likelihood of having less people, but also you will have like kind of a little more atmosphere, I would say, like kind of magical atmosphere. That's how I would qualify it. And that's really, really great. So anyways, just try one of them, both, and see which one you prefer. Actually, guys, if you like my content and if you like the video I'm producing, the places I'm showing you, then feel free to subscribe to my channel. That would be really amazing. And also, if you like this video, then leave me a thumbs up. That'd be great. The YouTube algorithm likes it, so that would be really amazing for it and for myself too. So, thank you. There is one more thing where I see less experienced photographer fail, and that's really unfortunate because sometimes they just have like great pictures, but they just like ruin it by over editing it. You should definitely learn how to edit your photographs. So there are like few ways for that. If you have the budget, just go on one-to-one or like classes where you can learn with someone who will teach you and will explain you what does what when you're using any software. There's Lightroom, Capture One, DxO, whatever software. They all pretty much work the same way. Otherwise, you can just like find some courses online. You can pay for it. You can find tons of videos on YouTube teaching you how to edit. And I mean, this resource is just unlimited, so you can use it as much as you want, you can watch it as many times as you want, and you can even ask questions in the comments and stuff like that. So just use it, take this opportunity. That's just an amazing tool. Of course, if you want something faster, then you can pay for a course, but if you don't have the budget or you don't want to pay for it, then use YouTube. You have like a lot of stuff, and trust me, this might change everything. So don't hesitate to use it. All right, that was pretty much it with all my comments about like how to improve your photography and how to make your picture look much better. I truly hope that this was helpful for you, that you enjoyed the location I was. I mean, that was like an amazing sunset. And actually, there's still some nice light, so I might be shooting for like half an hour more, and let's see what comes out from this. And in the meantime, I hope that you will follow some of these tips and that your photography game will really improve. In the meantime, I wish you good luck with your photography and see you next week for new adventures.